All right, let's get right into it. You know that advice we're always hearing, just think positive whenever things get a little rough. But come on, if you've actually tried that, you know it can feel, well, kind of hollow, right? So today, we're going to break down exactly why that advice usually falls flat and talk about a much more powerful way to build a genuinely positive mindset. So yeah, let's just tackle that big question head on. Why does thinking positive so often feel like a total lie? Like you're just trying to paper over the cracks when you're feeling stressed or down. If you've ever felt that way, trust me, you are not alone. And it turns out there's a really good reason why that feeling is 100% valid.
Okay, to really get to the bottom of this, we're going to use a super simple but really powerful metaphor. Just picture this: a clean, clear glass of water. That's it. This glass of water, that's going to represent our mindset.
See, this clean water, it's basically how we start out. It represents how we're born, with a pure, clear mindset, totally unclouded by all the judgment and self-doubt that comes later. Think of it like our factory default setting, before life starts installing a bunch of other software.
But of course, nobody stays in that perfectly pristine state forever, right? Because then life happens. All the experiences, the interactions, the challenges, they all start to change that perfectly clear water.
As we go through life, we just start accumulating things. We're told what we're supposed to do, what's not okay, what's impossible. We collect scars along the way. In every single one of those experiences, it's like someone's dropping a little spoonful of dirt right into that once clean glass of water.
It might start with just one careless comment from someone, something like, "You're stupid." A criticism that, for whatever reason, just sticks. And boom, that's the first little bit of mud in the water. Then maybe another one follows, a judgment about how you look. You're fat. And just like that, the water gets a little bit murkier.
And it keeps going. It's impossible, until eventually we start to internalize these things. They stop being just outside voices, and they become what we believe about ourselves. And now, now that once clear water is looking pretty cloudy. And that right there, that's the problem we're all dealing with.
So, faced with this murky, dirty water, what's the common advice? Just think positive, right? It's like they're telling us to just pour a little clean water on top. But let's be real about what happens. You pour in that little splash of positivity, and yeah, for a second it might look a little cleaner, but all that dirt, all that negativity we've collected, it's all still in there, just swirling around.
And that's the absolute key takeaway here. Pouring in a little bit of clean water doesn't make the negativity just vanish. A single positive thought can't magically erase years and years of accumulated gunk. I mean, it's like trying to clean a muddy swimming pool with one glass of clean water. It's not going to work.
So if just a splash of positivity isn't going to cut it, what is? What's the real solution here? How do we actually get our water clean again?
Well, this is where we get to the active solution. It's all about making a shift from just passively wishing things were better to an active process. It's not about thinking positive for a second. It's about building what's called an intentional mindset.
So what does that even mean, intentional positivity? Well, think of it as an ongoing active process. It's about seeking out gratitude, intentionally creating positive relationships, and actually building a positive environment for yourself. It's not a single drop of clean water. It's a constant, steady stream.
And this is the big mental shift you have to make. You have to realize that this is how you have to be all the time. This isn't some trick you pull out of your pocket only when you're feeling down. No, it's a full-on lifestyle change. It's about deciding this is how you're going to operate from now on.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? How do we clean the water? Let's get super practical and look at a real, actionable framework for this. All right, here we go. There are 4 key steps. First, you have to search. That means you actively go looking for positive things in your life. Don't just wait for them to show up. Second, appreciate. Find the things you can be grateful for and genuinely happy about. Third, connect. Be super intentional about creating positive relationships with people who lift you up. And fourth, build. Intentionally create a positive environment for yourself to live and work in.
And I really want to drive this point home. This is not a one-time fix. It is a constant, intentional effort. Think about it. You're not just scooping out the mud. You're pouring in so much clean water day after day that eventually it flushes all the dirt out and the water becomes clear again. That takes time and effort.
And honestly, this quote really just says it all.
positive thinking isn't something that you do sometimes, it's something that you have to do all the time. That's it. It's not a hobby. It's a full-time commitment to how you want to live your life.
So let's end with a question for you, a little challenge to take with you. Forget trying to force one big positive thought. Instead, think small, think intentional. What's one positive drop you'll add to your water today? What's one small thing you can do right now to start that flow of clean water?